Hey there, everybody. So glad that you are joining in for Bible in 1 Year today. We are reading from Ezekiel chapters 42 through 45. And I don't know if you can tell, but I actually am sitting outside of the sweet tomatoes as we speak. And I thought it was so cool reading these chapters that it seemed very fitting reading this, knowing that we as a church will be moving into our new church home shortly, because we were reading so many measurements and layout descriptions of this temple that was to be, that God had designed with such intentionality and such specification. There were 2 points in particular that stood out to me in chapter 43. The first point is found in verses 1 through 2, where it says that the glory of the Lord came through the eastern gate. And earlier in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 23, we read that God's glory departed from the temple, also through the eastern gate. But now his glory is returning. And this is so important. It stood out to me because the truth is, without God's glory, the temple is nothing more than a building. And in the same way, when we move into our new church home, into the 24/7 fitness, without God's glory, it's really just a building. It's been so incredible seeing and going over the specs of this building to realize, wow, God truly made what used to be a 24-hour fitness perfect for this church. But I love how even as we read the description of this temple from Ezekiel, the Lord wanted to make it so clear that what he truly longed for was for his presence to dwell with his people. And the second point is found in the next 2 verses, in verses 3 through 5, as Ezekiel reacts to God's glory returning to the temple. It says that Ezekiel just straight up fell on his face. And if you remember, Ezekiel had seen visions of God's glory 2 times before, but he still has the same response of reverence. And I just wonder how many of us, myself included, can become so familiar and comfortable with God's presence and God's glory to the point that we actually lose some of our reverence for him. But it says that Ezekiel's natural response was just to fall on his face before the Lord. It doesn't specify that, Ezekiel saw God's glory and then thought to himself, I'm in the presence of God, I'm seeing his glory, so what I should probably do is get down on my face and worship to him. It doesn't say that. It says that he just fell on his face. That was his natural response. He didn't decide that that just might be a good idea at the time. And that came from this sense, this strong sense of holy reverence and awe before the Lord. So I want to encourage you guys, the church, wherever you are, even wherever you attend church. Maybe there's someone watching this who doesn't even go to church on the Front Range. But wherever you are attending church, let's value and remember that God's presence and his glory are so much bigger, so much greater than a physical structure or a layout or a design. And let us be people as followers of Jesus who constantly return to that state of reverence before God. Let's be people who don't stray into familiarity and comfortability, but rather allow his presence to transform us and bring us to a deeper place of surrender before him. Hope y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.